Welcome, I'm Steve Good and this is the Scroll Saw Workshop. In today's video I'm going to start you out on very basic 3D scroll saw cutting. You'll find several patterns online for 3D cuts, and I thought we would start out with a very simple pattern, just a leaf for the top of this decorative little jewelry box we're putting together today. So I'm going to take you through the basics of cutting a 3D shape, and in the process we'll make this little jewelry box. Okay, this is the materials we'll need for today's project. I've gone to the table saw and I've cut two 3" by 4" 1/4 inch blanks for the top and the bottom. I've cut a piece of 1" maple. This happens to be bird's eye maple, big enough to hold the pattern for the sides of the box. We'll go ahead and get both the inner and outer sides of the box on this one piece. And I've cut a couple of pieces that are 1" by 1" that we'll use to cut out the 3D pattern for today's project. You'll also need the pattern that you can download from the website, some spray adhesive, and as always the clear box tape. Since today's project we're primarily focusing on beginning 3D scroll saw work, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to apply the pattern to the 1" by 1" stock to cut out our 3D leaves. Go ahead and apply your adhesive to the back of the pattern for the leaves. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pattern that is cut to the top profile and the side profile, and I'm going to wrap it around this 1" by 1" piece of wood. So go ahead and line up the center line with the edge of the pattern. Stick the top one, flip the blade or the blank over, and fold the pattern around the side of the blank of wood. So now what we have is we have the pattern applied to two sides of the blank of wood. And we'll drill our hole at the drill press in the top and the side, and when we get to the scroll saw I'll show you how to complete this part of the pattern. I'm going to go ahead now and finish up the applying the rest of the patterns to the wood, and then I'll meet you over at the drill press. I've got all the pieces assembled over here at the drill press now. We're going to go ahead and drill our entry holes. And again, since we're focusing on the 3D part of this particular project, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. On the top part of the pattern, which is the pattern of the leaf, we're going to go ahead and drill an entry hole there, and then we're going to flip it over on the side, and we're also going to drill an entry hole for the side part of the pattern. So we'll go ahead and make those entry holes now. And make sure you go all the way through. Here we have our entry hole for the top, and move it over to the side. And make our entry hole for the side of the pattern. Going to do the same thing with the second leaf. Now, just like we've done on all the other patterns, we can drill our entry holes for the interior cuts. We're over here at the scroll saw now, and I want to show you the setup I have for cutting these 3D leaves out that we're going to cut for the top of the box. This piece, the 1" by 1" piece that we have the pattern affixed to, would be pretty difficult to handhold and cut this piece out, especially since it's 1" material. The saw, is going to have to struggle a little bit to make these cuts anyway. So we want to give ourselves something a little sturdier to hang on to. So one trick you can do is to take a couple of scrap pieces of wood, put them on each side of the block of wood you're going to cut, and then use some clamps to clamp them to the sides. Now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and make this cut using this to hold on to, and then we'll take it apart, make sure the pattern doesn't fall apart, flip it over, and we'll cut the side piece. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here a little bit, and you can watch me make this cut. And I think we're ready. We'll begin this cut. and just let the blade do all the cutting. I did start out with a new blade on this pattern since we're cutting some fairly dense wood. And I'm not going to get in any hurry here. I'm just going to let the blade do all the work for me. Okay, we've completed the top of the pattern. Now what I'll do is I'll take these apart, flip the inner piece of wood around to the side, and we'll make the side cuts. So go ahead and we'll do that now. So now when you flip this piece around, you want to make sure that the interior piece stays in there. You don't want it to come out because that's the piece we're cutting. So go ahead and insert the blade and get the side of the pattern up on top. You can assemble your blocks back on each side and go ahead and clamp it back together so we'll have a good hold. And these two pieces, as you can see, will push that interior piece back in there real tight for us so everything lines up real good. Once you get these clamps good and tight and make sure everything's flat against the table, you can kind of raise these clamps up at a little bit of an angle so they don't drag on the table so bad for you. Takes a little bit of fidgeting, but basically that's what we're looking for right now. Now we can go ahead and retension our blade and cut out the side profile of this pattern. Okay, we've cut out the side profile. Now we can take the clamps off and see what we've got here. Remove the clamps, set those aside, take our guide blocks away, take our tension off, and when we pull this piece out, we'll take this a little doing here. This is what we were looking for. Now I'm in on this as tight as I can to try hopefully give you a better look at it. So we went through all that to get this leaf cut out that has a nice curved design to it. And what we'll do is we'll set this leaf on top of the box and it should give us a real nice look to the pattern. We can either set it this way, or I think in this case we're going to set it down this way. And it'll take a little sanding to get it exactly like we want. But that's what we were looking for right there.